All right, we will start in about 1 minute. Okay. All right, welcome everyone. We will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent prayer. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. We'll have the approval of minutes, August 26th, September 9th, and September 11th. Is there a motion? We got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Okay, thank you very much. We don't have a presentation. We've already done that for the proclamation recognizing the week of October 5th through 11th as Public Power Week in the city of Concord. But we do have some special guests here. First of all, how many scouts do we have here tonight? We have 2. Well, can you give me your name and tell me something you really like about what you're doing with the scouts?
My name is Stuart, and my favorite thing about Scouts is getting to go to summer camp.
My name is Oliver, and my favorite thing is camping trips.
Very good. And what is your troop?
Troop 888.
And that is where?
Forest Hills United Methodist.
Very good. The way you guys trade back and forth. That's a good job. So, yeah, I know. So thank you. And we also have one other special guest here tonight, Betty.
Yes, I would like to recognize and introduce to everyone, and I'm going to try not to mess up his name. Can you give him the mic so he can say his name? But I call him Dr. O. Nawaji. He is a native of Concord, grew up here in the Logan community, graduated from Concord High, went on to Duke and Harvard, and he is now a practicing physician, and he made the decision to come back home to practice, and I'll just let you share whatever else you want to share.
Thank you a lot, Ms. Stocks. So like she said, my name is Onyemo Wanaji. I'm a Concord native, grew up in the Logan community, went to Concord High. I was at Duke for residency, UNC for undergrad, so I'm a little bit torn in terms of my allegiance, but the opportunity came knocking at my door to come back home and practice with Cabarrus Rowan Community Health Centers. So I'm at Logan Family Medicine on Mondays, and then the rest of the week I'm down the street at McGill. So it's really nice being here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have any Concord 101 here? Okay. Could you stand, please? All the Concord 101s. Could you tell us your name and tell us a little bit about what you like most about 101?
My name's Kathleen Frankus, and it's all the information that I have learned that I had no idea existed. Especially, I love all the parks and recreation stuff that we've discovered, and I've been in the city part for 6 years, but I've been in Cabarrus County for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So it's just amazing all the stuff that we're learning. It's a great class. I recommend it to anyone that hasn't taken it.
Thank you. Next, Wendy.
Yeah, hi. I was here last time, too. We were at the Brown Operations Center the other day, Tuesday night. That's why I haven't been coming to the Tuesday work sessions. And my favorite part Tuesday was the trees. We got to talk about the trees. The city arborist was there, and he was a lot of fun, and he held us over talking about trees. It was cool. I learned stuff about trees I didn't know.
Thank you both for being here tonight.
Hi.
All right.
My name's Sandy, and the best thing I think about Concord 101 is just learning like what is actually handled by the city, what is contracted out, and some of the reasons behind that. So I find it very interesting to learn exactly how the city is functioning, and I think it's great that you're offering it every year to citizens for no cost. So thank you.
Anyone else? All right, thank you very much. Moving on, informational items. Do we have anything with the chief? Yep.
So I asked Chief Hughes to come forward. The mayor had asked for police to provide an update on the upcoming Halloween. There was a request from a citizen to block off roads in Union Street for a pretty lengthy way, and so thought we'd provide Chief Hughes an opportunity to talk about what police actually do up and down Union Street.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, Mr. Payne, Ms. Kolchinsky, Ms. Deason. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening briefly on what the police department does for Union Street in the downtown area. So after the Candy Crawl ends, which usually is around 5:30-ish in the evening, the streets kind of clear up, and then we have trick-or-treaters that move out through North and South Union Street. So the police department historically has provided about 2 police officers and a police sergeant on the north end of Union Street, and 2 police officers and a police sergeant on the south end of Union Street. And they just kind of roam the area, making sure everything goes well for trick-or-treaters. And that usually lasts from about 5 p.m. until 10-ish, or when the trick-or-treaters have pretty much cleared the Union Street area. So we've been doing this for many, many years. I don't know for sure exactly when the beginning was, because it's happened for so long. My recollection is it happened after there was a robbery-type incident many years ago along Union Street, and that's kind of how it started, is my understanding anyway. But I'd be happy to answer any questions.
So you go from Buffalo all the way down to how far?
All the way down South Union Street towards like the Manor area, just
Okay.
this side up,
Got it.
where the residential area is.
Before you get to the food line?
Right, mainly where the trick-or-treaters are, yes.
Okay. Question from council?
I have a question,
Yes, ma'am.
because some of this came to me as well. So the question that some of the citizens have asked me about this is, what makes Halloween different than a parade or a 5K in that, or maybe what makes a 5K or the parade different than Halloween? Because I know you close the street and we have the barricades out. And I think the requests that folks have been mentioning to me have been just to have like 5 to 9 o'clock, because it's going to be on a Friday, there's probably going to be more children out, and have it where maybe Union Street is closed, or maybe even the cross streets like Corbin Street and Cabarrus is closed, so that it just eliminates or reduces some of the traffic.
Right, I think the main thing that's different about Halloween than your normal parade or your 5K is it's not unique to just this area of the
Okay.
city. It's the entire city, it's everywhere has Halloween. And so you can imagine what the impact would be if it expanded beyond what it already does.
Right. But I guess most neighborhoods maybe don't have, what do you think we have downtown? 7,000 children on Halloween night?
I'm not sure, but there are a lot of children trick-or-treating in a lot of different places.
Right.
I would also add, typically those events, the 5Ks and the race events and whatnot, festivals in downtown, most of the time those are co-sponsored by the city. And by that co-sponsorship, then that means the city is taking care of the overtime costs for the police and transportation and other city staff. So that typically comes along with that, us being a co-sponsor of that event. In this case, council has not deemed that a co-sponsored event, therefore, thus the dilemma.
I forget this thing, I'm sorry. When you say co-sponsored, you mean the sponsor is funding, paying some amount that probably offsets the cost of police? Is that what you're telling me?
No. Typically, when it's co-sponsored by the city, groups will request that. And if it's like a nonprofit group that is providing an event, then they would ask for the city to co-sponsor that event. And if we would agree to that, then the city would agree to pay all of those expense for personnel, putting out the resources, equipment, and whatnot.
Right.
In the case of some of the 5K events, those are city-only events that are done by our Parks and Recreation Department.
As parade.
Parade, things
too.
like that, so we have to shut the streets down in order to do that. And so, again, the city takes care of all of that expense for police officers or fire, emergency services, transportation to put out the blockades and things like that.
Okay.
And Lloyd, I guess if we did for the people on South Union Street, we could do it, everyone could ask for it in every neighborhood.
Well, certainly,
Because it
yeah.
isn't us.
Well, yeah, and certainly most of the streets in our neighborhoods across the city, with some exceptions, are public streets. So that could be the request. Again, that would have to come to city council
Right, but I mean-
for approval, but certainly the request could come.
Any more questions? Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Thank you very much, Chief. Parks and Rec Bond update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Call on Jay to come forward and provide the monthly report to council on our general obligation park bonds.
Okay. Good evening, Mayor, members of council, Mr. Payne, Ms. Koczynski, Ms. Deason. I'm happy to give the October bond update for this month. And we'll start off with the financial slide. The only difference this month is additional investment earnings, as we've seen each month. As we have more projects that are bid out, we'll have more updates that'll change on this slide here. And we'll roll into our completed bond projects. So far, as we've discussed previous months, we have the Academy Gibson McInnes Aquatic Center in Dorton Park. And then rolling into projects under construction. First one is Marvin Caldwell Park. Construction continues. We're on schedule to open next summer. Since last month, we've added additional grading and building pads for both our greenways, our pathways, and some structural buildings and footings that'll take place. We continue to see more growth there and hopefully get cooperating weather so we can continue to see that and be on schedule. For J.E. Jim Ramser Park, continue to see continued growth is there as well. So the big changes from last month, we've had installed our erosion control measures, which was our 3 ponds and our silt fencing. We had also had our first monthly construction meeting, which takes place each month. The first one was September 16th, so we'll meet every month moving forward and can provide updates based off of anything that changes from that. And still on pace for construction to complete summer of 2027 for that project. And then looking forward to this project, we had our grand opening or ribbon cutting this past Monday, which, as you can see, was a great event. We had some really great speakers that took place there. And then, as you see in the bottom right picture on this slide, there's already been some changes since the event that took place on Monday with grading on the field level. So the big changes so far, if you have not seen it, has been the removal of the restroom, locker room, and then we've started the grading to get rid of the natural grass there that will soon turn into artificial grass. And moving on to our next projects, David Phillips Park will be the next project that we go to bid with. Right now, we're looking to finalize all of our permits that we're waiting on and hope to bid next month for November. And we'll continue to update you as that comes together. And then we have several more projects that are still in design. Continue to work on permitting and design for the Academy Gibson Skate Park, Pump Track, and Sculpture Garden with hopes to bid this one in the spring of 2026. For Hartzell Park, the biggest change so far has been the removal of the restroom that burned down. That has been ordered and it is scheduled to be in roughly around December. So we'll see that be installed and continue to work on the remaining design for that project. We will not move forward with that project until we finish the Academy Gibson field so that we remain to have fields open for the public at all times. So we'll look at the timeline for that once we have a closer deadline for the current fields on Webb Field and Gibson Field. And then Poplar Tent Trailhead is a project we're doing in-house. Continue to work on design for that, similar to Wilson Street, which had a staff meeting last week to just look at the continued design for that, and we'll have continued plans for that as we get closer to that timeline. And there is no updates right now for WW Flow or the Academy Recreation Center. We'll have updates that will start really for beginning design in the spring of 26 for Flow, and then later in FY27 for the Rec Center. Yes. Yep.
Just one question. Came up the other day in a conversation I had with the young fellow.
Okay.
Is the pump track, forget about that. Are the pump track and the sculpture garden dovetailed for construction? In other words, could the pump track be started earlier or?
So
do
the
they have to be
big
in
project will
sequence?
be simultaneously, but they won't necessarily have to construct at the same time, but they're all part of the same
As far as the planning and
contract,
everything, it's
yes.
all part of the same process, so
Yes.
you couldn't speed it up any.
really, once we begin the design for it, the skate park is going to be the longest process just because what the skate park project is taking place, and they know that they're working on the design. The sculpture garden piece of it is less infrastructure to put in place there, but we're really looking forward to that. We spoke with the design firm for the skate park recently. They have all of our plans. We're just kind of waiting on some of the final permits and the Excel review, and then we'll begin that
This
process.
one kid was dying for that thing to be open.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually saw someone skating yesterday in the parking garage across the street, so I know people are definitely waiting for the skate park to
All
open.
around our neighborhood there all the time.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you.
And the last slide is our timeline, which has not changed since last month, and I'll be happy to answer any other questions.
All right, any question from council?
Very good.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. We're moving on to persons requesting to be heard. This portion of the meeting is a time to recognize person requesting to be heard and provide an opportunity for anyone wishing to address the city council to do so. Each person receives 3 minutes to address the council. This is a time for listening for council. The subject will be noted, and if required action or request, city manager will note of such and provide steps of any required response or action. Please leave your contact information with the city clerk and to facilitate communications. We have one speaker, Deborah Spear. Please come forward.
Do I get all the time then?
All,
Since I'm
all
number one?
3 minutes, and it's all yours.
It's always me. Hello again. Thank you. I want to address some concerns with downtown businesses again. So we all know that this week, one business closed, one business announced they're closing, and 2 more are talking about closing at year's end. That's a problem. We still have 19 to 21 garbage cans on the sidewalk on Market Street on a daily basis. Market Street is treated like an alley, not like a main road. The business owners are not cleaning up behind their buildings. They're taking care of the front of their buildings because they're on Union, but not the back of their buildings. Ashlyn from Market 94 and I had called the day before the International Festival was supposed to happen. There is a large dog that is pooping behind Market 94. I realize it's the owner of the building's problem, but we didn't discover it until the day before the International Festival. With that, there was also dog poop on the passageway. There were broken bottles, which I went and cleaned up because they were huge, and I was afraid a kid was going to get hurt. We made multiple calls to multiple city agencies. We were told it's a civil matter, we can't do anything. Well, you've got 8,000 people you're inviting to an international festival. They have to come up and down that passageway to come down to Market Street to get food. Do you want to walk past piles of poop? No. I don't have time to make it a civil matter. They should have sent somebody out to clean it up. It's still there. Nobody's gotten in touch with the owner. I'm not cleaning it up. Ashlyn's not cleaning it up. Saturday's going to come, and 8,000 people coming down to get food are going to see this is how we take care of the city. There's garbage back there. I'm tired of being the person that cleans up back there. Business owners are now, I don't know if anybody's noticed, they're shortening their hours. They're closing multiple days. Business is so bad down there, it's like a ghost town. The city is doing a horrible job of retaining businesses and bringing people into the city. I don't know what we can do. My business itself has been there for 6 months. I've won 4 Best of Concord awards. I'm already thinking about closing. When you made us take our signs off of Union, you killed us. The art festival is usually a great day for me. I couldn't have my sign on the walkway. It was a normal day. I've actually had days since then that I've made less than $100. This needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak? All right. With that said, we are moving on to presentations of petitions and requests. Number 1 has been tabled till November. Number 2, consider adopting a resolution amending the city manager's authority to include delegation of certain powers and duties related to the operation of Public Housing Authority and the addition of item 4 retaining related to subject objection proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Ryan did discuss this item with council on Tuesday at the work session, and so the request from staff is to delegate the authority to me to manage the summary injection proceedings moving forward. So that is before you this evening for action.
All right. Thank you very much. Is there a recommendation from council?
Mayor, I move we adopt the resolution.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Item 3, consider adopting a resolution supporting the Red Bull Round Ball Aluminum Beverage Operations Incorporated project.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Kevin went over this item on Tuesday at the work session as well. RRB is making a request to NCDOT Rail Division for funding, as you see in your agenda notes, up to $500,000 to do some work on the rail spur coming into the property, which is the old Philip Morris rail spur that was used. And NCDOT Rail Division would like to have a letter of support or resolution from the city saying that we are in support of their efforts to pursue the funding.
Thank you. Recommendation from council. Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Number 4, consider authorizing city manager to negotiate and execute a contract with Harper General Contractors.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Crystal went over this item. This is a request for us to move forward with a contract for the construction of Poplar Tent Area Water Pump Station. As you can see in your agenda notes, this item was bid out. The lowest responsible bidder is Harper General Contractors in the amount of $5,096,000. This would also need a budget amendment, which is part of the request, so that is before you this evening.
Thank you. Is there a motion from council?
Mayor, I move we authorize Lloyd to execute the contract.
Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Number 5, consider authorizing city manager to execute a contract amending Hazen and Sawyer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Crystal also went over this item. This is related to the previous item. Now that the contract has been approved, we need construction administration and project management work. We are recommending Hazen and Sawyer. The estimated time would be 18 months. You can see the project total amount would be $612,450.
Thank you. Is there a motion from council? Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you very much. Number 6, consider approving a 2026 funding request for We Build Concord.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Dr. Graham on Tuesday provided a very detailed explanation of the funding request for WeBuild's efforts. The city has been partnering with WeBuild for several years now to provide opportunities in affordable housing throughout our city. The request is before you this evening for $1.8 million in construction funds for the projects listed in your agenda narrative.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion from council? Got a motion and a second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand.
I'd just like, yeah, we
Okay,
can
go
vote.
ahead. Have a discussion.
WeBuild had an exceptionally good breakfast this morning. The city should be very proud of what we have accomplished, along with many, many partners and many people who put in a lot of time and effort. So we should be exceptionally proud
Very good.
of our work.
Excellent. All right, we have motion second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Thank you. Item 7 was handled on the Tuesday work session, and I have no one coming back with the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? So moved. Second, Mayor. Motion second. Ready to vote? All in favor, raise your hand. Now, I just want to talk to the Scouts and the Concord 101 for one moment, is that this is not how short these usually are. Typically, there are a number of presentations, anywhere from 1 to 7 presentations. Then there'll be many people coming up to speak. Then there will be what's called public hearings, which we have a very formal way of handling those. And then we'll usually have anywhere from 10 to 20 presentation items. So instead of having this 23-minute meeting, typically that'll be going for an hour and a half. So it counts in your Concord 101. You did it. You made it. So, and Scouts, thank you for being here. With that said, we'll move over to the last part of this, is the matters not on the agenda, Transportation Advisory Committee.
It did not meet. We'll meet next week, I
Okay.
believe. I will warn you, Bill, since we're going fast, I have some comments under the general comments. So don't go to adjourn after you get through all these.
Yes, sir. I'll do that when, say, general comments by council of non-business nature. Metropolitan Transit Committee. I know.
Members of council, good evening.
Could you speak a little slower for JC so he could hear you?
You got it. So two pertinent items for you all tonight from the September meeting of MTC with CATS in Charlotte. The first big item on their agenda involves safety and security enhancements to their system. Obviously, with the incident that occurred in August, late August on the light rail train, they've been focus of quite a bit of local and national attention. So we, as Ryder staff, are keeping in discussions with their staff on what they're doing. But also within our system, we're making sure that we are up to date on everything we need to be up to date on. We're making sure that our policies and procedures are up to date. We're making sure that our staff, particularly our contracted staff, are aware of those policies and procedures, that they're aware of all the mechanisms, the tools that they have at hand in case anything bad does happen. Secondly, we're making sure that everything within our FTA documentation is up to date. We have to have quite a bit of that information submitted on an annual basis because of our federal funding. So just ensuring that everything's up to date there. And then finally, we're maintaining our current level of Concord Police presence at the Ryder Transit Center, and then making sure that budgetarily anything that might impact funding, we're trying to stay ahead of that, trying to stay proactive in case we do need to add any security in the upcoming years. So wanted to ensure that you know that we're paying attention to what's going on in Charlotte there. The second big item on that agenda is the 1 cent sales tax referendum that'll be on the ballot in November. Right now, Concord has an ex officio seat at the table on the MTC. Mayor, I know your name is on that seat. Typically, LJ fills in his presence at that monthly meeting, as he did this past month. If that 1 cent sales tax is passed, that MTC board will go away and they will move to a 27-member transit authority board. As of right now, they say that those 27 board members must reside within Mecklenburg County. We've been speaking with CAT staff, and staff tells us at this point they don't have any plans for ex officio members, which obviously would preclude Concord from having a seat at the table. So at this point, we don't know what that board's stance will be on regional transit, regional connections into and out of Cabarrus County. We have a very strong relationship with CAT staff, and we plan to maintain that relationship and hopefully maintain any connections into and out of Charlotte that we can, as that's a big demand of our customers. So that's all the updates I have for you tonight.
How many connections come in from Mecklenburg?
We have two main connections. Our CCX bus line runs from the transit center down 29 to the J.W. Clay light rail station, back and forth all day long. And then we also have a connection at Concord Mills on our Red Rock.
Back door there.
Yes.
Yeah, those are important to keep.
Agreed.
Any questions?
I have a question. In light of the situation that happened in Charlotte, is there any type of intervention or response training provided to transit staff? There is?
We have had a number of TSA trainings over the past few years. They offer free training to transit systems, and we've taken advantage of that, both from a city staff perspective and from a contracted staff perspective. I don't think that they've done or offered any this year, but if they do, we'll continue with that. There are a couple of private transit agencies, NTI being one, the National Transit Institute out of Rutgers, that offers quite a bit of transit security training. We take advantage of that as much as we can. And then FTA, the federal organization, provides quite a bit.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Follow up on that. Have we had a serious incident on a bus in the last few years?
We have to track all of that from a federal perspective. We've never had a serious incident. We have.
Wish I hadn't asked.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, not going away. We have had instances where police have had to have been called or being engaged, but
just disagreements.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Andy.
You're welcome.
Any more questions?
I will add that I have no update. I don't know if Ms. Stocks does for the Transit Commission here in Concord, but we meet October 30th for our next meeting.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Central Atlanta Regional Council? Okay. Water Sewer Authority of Cabarrus County.
We are just continuing to work on the numbers from the discussion second work session. And other than that, no report.
Okay, thank you. We Build Concord. Dr. Graham. How'd it go?
I think it went well.
Good.
Got thrown into a technical role by accident, but we made it. But thank you, Mr. Mayor, to the City Council, to Mr. Payne, Ms. Koczynski, and Mr. Easton, who's not here. Just really quick, you all have had the report that I gave on Tuesday, so there's not really much to say other than thank you. Appreciate your continued support. Remember that we are your sister organization. And so with that, I was reminded today through an email that you're happy to know that we had a clean audit as well. So that will go along with your audit, which is always a good thing. And other than that, we're just going to continue this fight together. So I appreciate your time, and I also appreciate the financial support you give to the residents of Concord. Thanks.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, you're good. Good day. Concord United Committee. Excuse me, Public Art Commission, Dole. Welcome.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Nice to be back.
Yeah, yes.
First thing before I get into what we've been doing the last couple months is I want to apologize for not doing more updates the last few months. One of the benefits of retirement is you can travel a lot and all the time. I've been taking advantage of that, but I'm back now. So in the last couple months, the PAC has welcomed 2 new appointed members, and we've had 1 member that's had to resign because they've moved out of town. And then we've also reelected the chair and vice chairs to another term. And in August, Liz Fitzgerald presented an overview of the PAC for the first time to the Concord 101 groups. That went very well, and so hopefully we can continue to do that as part of the Concord 101 in the future. We've had requests lately to make it easier for public relations to support our public art activities. And so we've developed a proposed standardized timeline for how and when projects could be promoted through the city medias. Excuse me. So another item, over the years, PAC members have found it difficult to access shared files on the city's OneDrive account. And so staff has recently created a new SharePoint folder to improve our access to shared files that we all need. And then we're, as a commission, we haven't seen their work, but we will get it reviewed this coming meeting for us, this monthly meeting next week. And then finally, to stay within our current fiscal year budget, we've revised our work plan somewhat for this year. And the revisions include, we're extending the current downtown sculptures for another year. This first year, it was going to be 1 year and then 2-year intervals from then going forward. And we've decided to save some money, we can have these current sculptures 2 years and then stay on the 2-year cycle. And then we've also decided to add money to the Mural Assistant Grant Program to get more grassroots murals going in town. And then we're also starting a few other new projects that are very early on. We're exploring some other new projects. And that's all I have, unless there's questions.
Questions? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank
We're
you.
glad to have you back.
Thanks, it's nice to be back.
Concord United. No update from Concord United. And we have general comments by council of non-business nature. J.C.
Thank you, Mayor. So today was a good day. Anyone that attended the breakfast, we appreciate the support. I thought it was a wonderful event. It got me thinking about some things that I've never shared. I ran 8 years ago with housing as one of my passions. But since the beginning, you need to know I was raised by two very devout Republicans whose view of government was very tight. And my father would always argue what was government's role, and we had quite a few lively discussions through the years. And I've always wondered if I had to fight him or argue, I didn't fight him, could I win this battle on what we're spending this money on? And actually, I never answered my question. I just kept moving. But today it hit me, it really came to me, and I don't want this to be hyperbole, but housing is so central to our citizens' health and welfare and safety and happiness that it almost aligns with our police and our fire and picking up garbage. It is integral to the success of our citizens. So I think, my dad's been gone 10 years. I think I could win the argument. And I say that, we announced a $25 million campaign this morning, 4 years. I leave this council next month after next. The funding that we have provided is integral to WeBuild's success. And I will take off my city council hat completely. I think we also need to look at the inflation that WeBuild is going to hit as we go forward with that. But I just think it's as important. Jimmy, you can argue with me. We can have that. But I think it's just as important, and I just wanted to say that. Thank you for the time, Mayor.
Absolutely. Anyone have anything else they want to discuss tonight? Well, thank you all for being here. We're going to have a motion to go into closed session pursuant of North Carolina General Statute 143, 318.11 A and C in order to consider qualifications, competence, performance, character, fitness, and conditions of appointment of an individual public officer or employee. Is there a motion?
So moved, Mayor.
Motion second. All in favor, raise your hands. Thank you very much, and everybody have a nice evening.